Hey there, this is Paul Pana. Welcome to the second part of our three-part training series on exactly how to get great results with the AvatarBuilder software that you already have access to. Now, in this second part, I'm going to build upon what we already covered in the first part of our training series, which was all about getting big-ticket clients quickly, literally within the next few minutes, taking advantage of new platforms and new trends that have come up very recently, which allows you to take advantage and get an unfair advantage, if you will, on top of your competition who's not using these platforms because it's a brand new development. Now, you would have created the accounts with Upwork.com and started posting some projects in on 3D animation video, social media management, digital marketing services, whatever it is, right? Now, once you got some clients, which is not that difficult to do, the next step is to actually leverage these clients to pay more money to you. Now, that's going to happen if you provide more services, but the problem with services though, and you probably know this, is it takes a lot of effort to fulfill these services, right? Now, you could offer somebody else to fulfill the services for you, but the markup is not going to be high. You're going to make maybe 5 to 10% of the markup. The better approach, which is what every successful entrepreneur out there does, right from Apple to myself to anybody out there, is basically having a product-focused business as well. What I mean by that is instead of just providing services, you also provide products to these businesses, which they would pay anyway. So for example, if they're using an email marketing service in their business and they're paying $100 to $200 a month, some of these pay even $500,000 a month. Now you offer it to them, for example, for half the price and with a better quality. Obviously they're going to pay you, especially with the pandemic and all that's been going on around the world right now. Businesses are looking to actually cut their costs and be within their budgets, right? And especially small businesses. So this is a perfect opportunity to do so. The second way is, if you think about it, it's infinitely scalable too. So for instance, if I give somebody who's interested in social media management for their company to grow their business, get more traffic, leads, and sales, rather than just providing the social media management as a service, I provide them the social media management software. Now, it's much easier to, first of all, scale it up, meaning I can sell it to 1,000 people and there's not much of upkeep on my part. I don't have to fulfill that service. The software does the automation. So the business owner in this case would use the software. Now, if they need help on using the software, you can charge them a consulting fee, which is another added bonus, which is what, again, every successful business out there does. Now, this is the strategy for scaling up. And this is the perfect way for you to leverage your AvatarBuilder software and leverage the clients that you're going to be getting and also take your business to the next level in a very streamlined approach, because you've got the clients first, following my first step of the video series. Now, the second step is take those clients you're getting and offer them products that I'm going to be showing you how to get access to and so on. And then thirdly, once you give them these products, if they need more additional assistance, you offer them additional services, which is your time, and then you charge them more money for it, and they'll happily pay you for it because they're saving time and money in both places. Now, ultimately, the key goal though is start off with a service, get the client, and then move on to the products side of things, because that's infinitely, again, as I mentioned, scalable, where you can sell 1 million copies of that software, but at the end of the day, for you, it doesn't cost an extra minute of your time to fulfill that particular service or, for example, and so on and so forth, because the support and all this stuff can be handled as well by another company. That's the beauty of this process. I'm going to show you how this works, what are some ways to do this, and so on and so forth right now. The best way, though, to keep in mind is you have to realize it all comes in phases. You do the first step, then you go to the next step, and then the next step, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my computer screen and walk you through, first of all, how do we convert, let's say you got some clients in Upwork.com, how do we convert them into a paying customer for a product that you're going to be selling them, and how do you generate more revenue doing that? Secondly, I'm going to show you, okay, now you've sold them a product. How do you get that product, for example, in the first place? What are the best type of products to sell to clients right now that, based on our experience of millions and millions of dollars in sales, how we figure out what products sell in the marketplace, what there's demand for. And then what I'm going to also go is I'm going to go a step further, and now you can automate this process so that you can do it in a predictable fashion. Okay, so let me walk you through my computer screen and show you how. All right, as you can see in my Upwork account right now, I logged in and I pushed a project. I want to show you this section. You see all these messages here, right? Anybody can make this message here and communicate in this section, right? You can communicate with your services, you can communicate with your products and so on and so forth. So what I'm trying to get at, and I'm going to go in deep on this aspect, and that is you start off with a service-based business. You're going to get a ton of leads using the process that I showed you in the step number 1, the first video, which was post in the Upwork.com's new platform, which is the projects tab, where you can actually be featured on their homepage. Now, a lot of these businesses, consultants, and other freelancers as well who might need help for finishing up a project, these are all your potential clients. They will all be contacting you just like this with the messaging tab like this. It's similar to a Facebook Messenger or anything that you probably are familiar with. Now, what is unique about this is once the project is finished, you can offer them additional services and products and so on as well. And along with this, you can even communicate with them on potential products that will be very, very useful to them to provide that service. I know it's kind of confusing to you right now. Let me go in deep and actually walk you through this entire process right now. All right, so let's go into the step-by-step details on how this whole process would work, where you're changing from a service-based business into a product-based business, which is what the most successful consultants out there do. And I'll talk about some advantages, but also the clear numbers and outline of how this works. So first of all, let's just say you're doing video creation services, right? So we'll just say video service, right? This is where you go in, you post the projects like I showed you in step number 1. So now let's say for this one, right, you're charging, and I'm going to put it in green so it's easier for you, you're charging $500, okay? Now 300 to 500 bucks is the range, but let's just say $500, okay, with that client. Now, the second stage, okay, let's talk about what the problems are with this. The main problem you're going to run into with this is it's not scalable, right? Where basically if I give you, see me today, if I give you, let's say 100 clients, right? You cannot create 100 videos at the same time. I mean, you can probably do 10 at a time, 15 at a time, but 100 or even 1,000, let's even say 1,000. You're not going to be able to do 1,000. It's just humanly not possible to manage that many at once, right? So scalability is what the problem becomes with video creation services or anything, any service, by the way. It can be web design, search and optimization, or whatever. Now that's one part of the equation. So this right here, okay, this part right here is what most people get stuck at, and they don't have predictable income streams, okay? So let's talk about that. So predictable, right? You wanted to have an income stream that you can actually predict and actually have something which is also predictable plus scalable, right? So which means you can do unlimited amount of these and it's not cost you a single penny in terms of cost to maintain them, but also more importantly, you can actually, doesn't cost you time as well, because time is infinitely more important than even money, as you probably know already. All right, so now let's talk about the other aspect, right, which is the infinite scalable aspect. So if it was, for example, in the same case, let's say they came in with, for example, video service, you do a video software, let's say, as a product, okay? Let's write that here. And then we say email marketing software, let's say, right? And let's do that. So email software, I'll just put. Now, let's hypothetically say, right, we charge them $100 or $99, let's say, for this one. Let me actually put them all in green so that you can see it. The numbers will all add up at the end. So let's say you do $99, per month, or even at one-time payment. So let's say 99 bucks, okay? Or let's say email software. Generally, I recommend always email software should be priced at a recurring subscription. So let's say you charge them 50 bucks, okay? Again, so we'll put it in green here. So $50 you're gonna put per month, okay? $50 per month. Now, let's talk about these two elements here, okay? It's very, very important. Here, you can add up and you can sell it to unlimited clients here, right? So let's hypothetically say I sold this 500 to 10 people on the top here, and then I made 5,000 bucks, right? This is what everybody looks at it, like 5,000 bucks I made with 10 clients, right? And that can be steady, that could be not so steady. It's all related to different factors that it's out of your control in certain cases. Now, if you got these 10 clients here though, not only can you charge them this 5,000 bucks here if that's what you want to do, but you can also charge them here, okay? You see this part right here, these two bullets? Well, you can do that. So that means, in effect, if I multiply this by 10, right? 10 clients, okay? Right here equals 990 bucks, right? So you're gonna find it 990 bucks right here that you're gonna make with this right here without doing any extra work. Now I'm gonna get to that, why I'm saying that. And then here, if you get 10, that's $500, right? If you do 10, multiply that by 10 clients, that's 500, right? $500 per month you're making. And that's all on autopilot too, if somebody else handles the support, the software maintenance, and all that stuff, right? You see how it's adding up? Here, you might have had to spend, let's talk about it, right? Create the videos and so on. Even if you spend an hour per video for each client, that's 10 hours of your time, right? 10 hours. And that's not including, a lot of people don't talk about services. One of the big things is 10 hours of video creation, but communication and so on easily could be even double that, right? So maybe you do 2 times that for communication, messaging, back and forth, payments, and all that stuff. So you're spending 20 hours of your time on this, and you can make 5,000 with this. Maybe you'll make 2,000 with it. It depends on the different person, different clients, and so on. Here, you're making $500 a month, which is more than $6,000 a year, and then 990 here, so it's 7,000 bucks you're making. And you didn't have to spend a single extra hour on this once the sale is made. With the same clients here. I mean, the 10 people are the same here. 10 here, 10 here. It's the same thing, but you're going to make more money with it. So this is how you really build a successful brand, a successful business. This is what I've done. This is what every successful person does. And, you know, oftentimes they say, right, you gotta follow what the successful people are doing, not what they're teaching too. That's why I kind of wanted to also have you follow some of the most successful entrepreneurs, the people running ads on Google, YouTube, Facebook, people that you purchase products from before. They all have one secret. They all have their own product that they're selling, right? And this is because it's scalable infinitely. When you understand this, when you figure this out, every client that you're coming into it is no longer worth $500 to you. It could be worth this. $500 per month or 5,000, 6,000 bucks a year. And that could perpetually be forever, right? And I have clients who I've got back in, say, 2008, 2009, who are still my clients. I have clients, for example, who were my clients back in 2010, who still pay me a recurring subscription even to this day, okay? A decade plus later. So this is where it adds up, okay? This is the secret. And you can be sleeping and still you're gonna keep getting those recurring subscriptions coming in and so on and so forth. So this is the strategy, right? So now, when we go back into Upwork.com, this is what I was trying to get at. When we go into something like this, app and website promo videos, which is, by the way, a category in the template section for AvatarBuilder, as I mentioned earlier in another training video as well, as step number 1, the first one, where you can do those mock-up templates and so on. You can use those and create videos exactly like what you see here right now on my screen. And you see here, people charging $1,000, $200 minimum and so on. This case right here is 402 ratings. So that means probably they made thousands of sales doing this exact same service, right? From 200, they made 400 plus clients, right? Now here, 400 plus clients here. This is 95 clients here. But again, it's so for every second of animation, they're charging money here, right? So let's say this is 95 plus, right? So basically now imagine the worst case scenario, right? You got these 95. Let's even say it's not 90. Let's even say it's 50, because I know some people are going to be like 90 is too many. I don't think I can get 90 clients, although you could. But let's say you got 50 clients, right? 50 paying $100 to you, right? So they paid $100. That's right there, right? As you can see here, that is $5,000 that you made right here, okay? Right here, just by doing this. This is the $5,000 that you could make here. That's all great. That'll pay for AvatarBuilder many times over, thousands of times over. But let's go a step further, because we want to build a real business that'll last forever for you, right? So let me show you how that's done. So let's go from the beginning. So now let's say we did this, like we followed the first step of the equation. You did that, you went in and now you got 50 clients, right? 50 clients you got, okay? Let's say they paid you $100, okay? I'm gonna do just the bare minimum because again, I want to do the worst case scenario. And they paid you $100 each, okay? So at $100, okay, again, I'm gonna make it in green so that you can see clearly and you understand it's the dollar amounts. But anyway, they pay, you charge them $100 for the video, right? Which is ridiculous because I know agencies charge 5,000, 10,000 bucks for the same mock-up style 3D animation, pan, zoom, tilt, where you have the laptop mock-ups, you have the nice little animations and so on. Those easily people charge anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 or more. That's what agency charge. Now a freelancer, maybe they're going to charge 300 bucks to 500 bucks. This is like the lowest of low. I mean, it cannot get lower than this, but I want to make it conservative because I don't want somebody coming in and saying, but Paul, you know, somebody's charging 50 bucks for it, 100 bucks for it. Somebody is charging, 500 for it. Let's average it out at 100. Makes it easier for you. So now at 50 clients at 100, that will equal to 5,000 bucks, okay? So you're gonna make 5,000 bucks with those using that strategy number one. Now, how do we make this 5,000 into 50,000? That should be the goal, right? How do we 10x this, right? That should be the goal. I mean, if you can do that, no, let's even say it's not 10x. Let's say you want to do 5x that. Maybe you want to multiply that, right? So you want to make it say 25,000 bucks. Okay, that should be how you should be looking at numbers. You got to calculate. You got to know your numbers, right? So let's say you want to make 25,000. So now what we have to do, you got to work backwards, right? So what we need to do is now we got these 50 clients. Now let's go to the next step here. If these 50 clients are interested in a video, then they have a business, right? They probably have a software business, they have a website, e-commerce business, something, right? Now let's talk about it. If they have one of these businesses, there are some critical services that they need, right? They will need, for example, more videos that they want to create, right? So let's say you offer them a video software that can create beautiful videos and you charge them, as I said, let's say it's going to be $100 each. Right? Now you need 100 bucks here for this, for each. And then let's say they also have email marketing that they need services on, right? Let's do email marketing. You want to give an email marketing software, right? Maybe they're paying MailChimp 500 bucks a month, 200 bucks a month, whatever, right? You get it. Aweber, GetResponse, whatever email marketing, Infusionsoft, or as we like to call it, Confusionsoft, if that's something that they're using. Anyway, the point is that when they do this, you could be charging them $50 per month, which is crazy because the starting prices for most of these email marketing platforms are, more than this. But let's hypothetically say it's like 50 bucks, okay? Now, let's add another thing. Let's say they need web hosting and web design services or something along those lines, let's say, right? So let's say web hosting and plus design, right? So let's say design. So they need that, right? So they need web hosting plus design. So now let's go and then do some numbers here. So how much would you charge for hosting, right? Generally, web hosting starts at like 30 bucks a month or something like that. Let's say it's 30 bucks a month. I'll just do the starting price. I'm not even going to go the maximum because there are people who pay even thousands of dollars. I pay $20,000 a month on hosting right now for our apps and websites and platforms and so on. It doesn't matter, but there are people, but I'm going to say the lowest of low. Let's assume these are like startup companies, right? Small businesses. All right. So now let's go to the next one here. So if we are going in here, if they have web hosting, what about something else like social media management, right? Because social media is very, very critical these days for traffic, right? Social media. So let's say we give them social media software which will manage and automate their social media tasks, and then we charge them something very small. I mean, it doesn't have to be very expensive. So let's just say we charge them $20 a month for the software, right? Now again, this can be one-time payments too, but I just want to show you that this is how you can scale up things and go to the next level, right? So let's say you want to do it a little bit further and you wanted to go a step further. One of the big things right now, super hot right now, a lot of people already are using it, is chat bots, right? Bots, which basically convert prospects into customers when they land on a website and a page, right? So for example, for a chat bot, let's say I'm not even going to say a monthly fee for this one. Let's even say we charge them 100 bucks, okay? Just to round things off. Now let's do some simple math here, okay? So here, $50 a month, $30 a month, right? and then $20 a month. Okay, that's right there, $100 per month. Okay, sorry, yeah, that's $100 per month. And then right here, next, what we have is 100 and 100, so $200 more. Okay, let's say I'm just doing the bare minimum. Okay, $200 one time. Okay, so now you just take this 50 customers here, right? And if they subscribe, that's 50 times 100, which is $5,000 per month, right? Simple math, $5,000 per month. And then another extra 10,000 bucks here for the 200 bucks that they're paying, right? An extra 10,000 bucks. So you have two options available, okay? You can either just make 5,000 for that 50 clients that you got, okay? And which is what most people do. Or you can think bigger and do this, products. Okay, these are products. Okay, very, very important you understand this. You can wake up tomorrow and then be making these sales because you don't have to provide that service, communicate with the clients and so on. Once they make the sale, you keep making money forever and ever and ever, right? Now, let me explain to you how powerful something like this can be, okay? When you utilize this. See, it's $500, $5,000 per month here, right? Let's talk about that. That's about 60,000 bucks a year, okay? 60, 1, 2, 3, a year, right? So that's 60,000 per year, which is 50 clients. Remember this, 50 clients, that's it. I'm not talking about too many here, okay? That's it, 50, that's it. And then 60,000 bucks a year, and then this extra 10,000, right, that you made. So that's about plus 10,000 here, right? That's 70,000 in a year that you made, right? That's life-changing right there for a lot of people. That's something that replaces a job and so on, right? And you could be making 5,000 here, okay? Or you could be making 70,000 here. This is how you got to look at things, okay? If you look at this in the right way and you can utilize this to your business, you can make incredible gains in your business. Let me show you how powerful something like this can be. I wanted to quickly show you my PayPal account here. Now again, this is my actual PayPal account. As you can see here, it says connection secure and so on. I just want to show you in 2020 here, right? This is the date. Made over, I think, close to $3 million here. I think 2.8 or something like that, 2.9 or something like that here, as you can see here. And this is something I wanted to show you here. Domestic is, I'm from Canada, right? It's just from where I'm from. We are only around 156,000 here. International, everywhere else around the world. People I have never even met in person. People don't even live close to me. I made over 2.7 million close to here, right? Now, the reason why I'm showing this to you is this is what a product-based business does. This particular PayPal account is all product sales. We do not provide any services. The services ones is another PayPal account that I have with another business partner. That's also pretty big. But this right here is more passive, right? And with Stripe and so on is where we also take some other client work and other sales that we do for our other stuff. But basically, if you wanted to grow your business, make life-changing amount of revenue and make it all passive for yourself so you don't have to worry about client headaches and so on and so forth, this is how you got to look at it in the future, okay? It all comes down to the same numbers that I had here. You want to build an account like this one right here, okay, where you get sales from around the world, right? We have sales from all over, as you can see here, all these countries here. It's crazy. I mean, from all over. I see Australia, UK, again, Russia here, China, Asia, South America, and so on and so forth, everywhere. Except for Greenland. I mean, I hope we can get some customers from there one day. But anyways, so the point I'm trying to make is this is how you have to play the game, okay? When you play the game the right way, you understand the rules of the game and do what the successful people are doing, you can do extremely, extremely well. Now, if you're going to 2021 already, again, this is all passive and it adds up. You see this? International, again, people I've never met in person, I've never seen right here, 607, 603 here, and then another 37 from where I'm from, and 2021 just began. Not much has happened here, right? But anyway, going back to this is how I calculate it, okay? This is how I do it, where we focus on what we can control. We focus on these 50 people. I showed you how to get those 50 people now, right? Now, the next thing is that once you got this 50 people, how do we maximize the potential you can get? Because somebody who's purchased this once from you, they'll keep buying from you again and again. They're extremely likely to pay you more money. It's just a fact of life, and it's a proven concept, right? It's almost science. So that means you get these 50 people to pay you for these services, and not just for the services, but the products, I mean the software, that's so on. And with the pandemic, they want to save some money anyways. Now, when you get them to do this, it'll make a game changer for you, because you could have somebody else do the customer support. You could have somebody else do the maintenance of the software and so on. You're just generating the revenue from these clients. I showed you how to get the clients. Now, the next part is you're going to say, but Paul, video software is going to cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars to build. Email marketing is going to cost me tons and tons of money to create. What about this web hosting stuff? That's not something I can manage. What about social media software, chatbots? What about all this stuff? Not only do I have to create it, I don't know how to create a product. Not only do I have to not do that, I have to also maintain it, provide customer support and so on. Not really, okay? I'm going to show you, okay, we're coming up in our live webinar and so on as well, where I'm going to show you how to automate this whole process, where you could have, for example, my own company do all the stuff for you, where, you know, we have the proven track record, right, on how to do this. So that if you see here, if you go back to my PayPal account here, we have a proven track record of doing this again and again and again. Going to 2020 here again, you see we have the track record of doing this across the board, okay, in many platforms and so on and so forth. So you know, we've spent millions of dollars in our marketing, in our sales materials, copywriting and so on and so forth to get to this level, right? And you can copy it and you can just literally start using it, okay? And there's certain systems that are in place and so on that you can utilize that we already have in place. You just leverage it, right? And the cool thing is, I'm going to help you every step of the way to be able to do so. My team will help you every step of the way so that you're never left to luck or chance and so on. You have everything you need in one place, right? Now, this is what we're going to be covering in our live webinar coming up, which is the third part of the training series. So it's going to come up very soon. So be sure to register. You can be able to register it right below as well. This is what I'm going to be showing you, how you can build a life-changing amount of revenue, because this money right here is life-changing, because you do not have to do any of the customer support. You don't have to do any of the delivery of the product. You don't have to worry about anything. You just take the payment and everything else is automated thereafter. And the clients, I showed you how to get anyway. So that's sorted pretty much. And the more you get here, so that's what predictable system is. You get 50 here, let's say you get 100. Now this number also automatically gets tweaked up, right? You get, maybe you add another 0 here, you get 500 clients. This number also gets added in, right? What you see here. That is the beauty of a product-based business. This is why every successful company, you see Apple, they have their own products. You go into Microsoft, they have their own products, Windows software, right? You go into any product or any successful business, they have their own product. Why don't you have it? Well, I know there are some issues coming up with the product, the copywriting, the sales, the support, the technology, the maintenance. I get it. Let us help you with that. Let us fill in that puzzle for you. And when we do that, believe me, it's going to make a big difference. It's not one of those few things where, you know, it can just literally, the numbers, once you add them up, it just completely blows things away. And I've done it over the last 14 years. So I can tell you with confidence, in the whole world out there, the best thing you can ever do is have a product to sell and a brand that you can build, because then you can sell that business later on. You can have predictable source of revenue that you can build from it, and nobody can take that away from you. It's that powerful, right? Even if the market is good, bad, the economy is going up, down, doesn't matter. Every business needs video software, email marketing, web hosting, social media, right? And any latest generation stuff they need to grow their brand, grow their revenue. Every business needs it, right? That's the reason why it's so powerful. So join that webinar. I'm going to be going in detail. I'm going to answer some questions. We're having an interactive session on how to take advantage of it. And more importantly also, which is very critical, I'm also going to be showing you specifically how you can get up and running right after the webinar. So there's no need to wait on this, where you can just start getting clients and you can start generating more revenue from that existing client, so that your client is not worth $100 for you anymore. They're worth $6,000 a year or more to you. Okay. So that's how valuable, that's how we calculate lifetime value of a customer and so on. And I'm going to teach you these concepts. They're not that complex, trust me, but it's something every successful business uses. That's why it's so important. Okay. All right. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that training series where I showed you specifically how to change your business to a product-based business. I showed you exactly how to find products that are very, very in demand right now, especially with the pandemic. A lot of businesses are looking to save money on, right? And then they'll pay you for it. And thirdly, where to find these products and how to monetize with these products, so that you're not spending, you know, tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop these products on your own, right? You can actually get some other companies to provide you that product. and you can actually get that companies to, for example, provide you the customer support. They'll handle everything. You just collect the payments, and then your equation here is providing the client a good product that is well tested, working, and on top of that, provide them a natural progression from a service to a product that you're providing, and they're more likely to buy it because they already spent some money with you. Okay, it's a natural progression. Now, the third part of the training series, I'm going to go a step further. Now, this one is going to be in the format of a webinar. Okay, now this is going to be more interactive in nature because I want to get some questions from you. I'm going to answer some questions and so on. And so right below this video, you'll see a registration link to a webinar that is coming up very, very soon. Okay, now you got to register for that. That's what the third part of the training series is. Okay, you got to join that because I'm going to be answering some questions. I'm going to be going over specific details that are a little bit more secretive and where you can implement right away, and also show you automation strategies where you can immediately walk through behind the scenes of what I'm doing and how you can copy the same things that I'm doing and get results right after this webinar, which is also really, really powerful. So click on the button below. Somewhere on this page, you're going to see a link where you can actually register for the webinar. It's 100% free to join. I'm giving away prizes, bonuses, awesome training, and I'm also going to be talking about some new updates for AvatarBuilder coming up and all that good stuff right on this special exclusive live webinar. So see you on this live webinar coming up in our third part of the training series, which is going to be in the format of our live webinar. So see you there, and I look forward to interacting with you there live.